What is going on, guys? Carlos here from Live Gaming Paradise. We are back again with another episode of the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This time we're gonna go and do another one of those really long quests, which is the one at the Zora Domain. This one is called Sidon of the Zora Domain, and it's a really long quest. So be prepared for a 30-odd minute video because it's just too long for me to chop too many parts. There are very crucial parts you need to learn in the middle that you might get stuck, because I was stuck there as well. So I included a little bit more. So these videos are incrementally getting longer and longer, and I really don't know how to reduce them further because there's just too much in each quest. It's actually composed of multiple quests. It's not just one quest, but I'm trying to include the whole of the quest, the main quest, in it. So as you can see, because this is part of the main quest, so you need to, the first thing you're going to need to do is come to the Zora Domain, and you're going to come to the main square, and you're going to meet a green Zora, and she'll say that she needs that statue uncovered. So all you need to do is just arm one of your arrows with a splash fruit, and then just point it at the statue and go and see her again, and she will update the quest. And from here, things start getting really interesting. So Sidon of the Zora. So now we get Yona's profile edit, and we're going to go and see Sidon. And he is right up here in the shrine that I previously done, Yen Ash Shrine. If you haven't done that one, you're going to have to go up there. If you've got the Zora armor, you can just go up the waterfall. It's very easy. So he's inside of this kind of like fountain, and he's working on trying to maintain the water clear, because obviously the Zora need the water clear, and there's mud absolutely everywhere. So the main purpose of this quest is to get rid of that mud and find out where it's coming from. So Sidon, Prince of the Zora, is the first part of the quest, and so he will be really happy to see you, and he will tell you that one of his workers is actually trying to decipher a wall from the ancients, and explaining, you know, what happened before, and how you can solve this problem. So the actual location of this one is going to be at the Totk Lake. So you need to go in here. You can just glide down there. You might have to walk a little bit, but it's not very far from where you are once you finish gliding. So all you need to do is just go to the location, and then you'll find this guy here, and he's investigating. This is the location as well. I'm trying to show you the location as much as possible of the stuff that I've done already. Giotto is his name, and as you can see, he's the one from Breath of the Wild that gave us the monuments that we needed to collect. Really funny to see them here. So he'll give you the broken slate, and we're going to need to find the broken piece. The broken piece is right up here. You just need a couple of splash fruit to get rid of the mud that is enveloped the bit missing from the wall, and we just need to grab our Ultra Hand, and we can go and put the piece back on the wall, so we can decipher it and find out what else we need to do in order to get this quest done. So you just have to get rid of all of the mud on top there, and should be enough. There we go. So we need to just take this down and kind of like find the right position to go on a wall. So I think the position is not going to be like that. It's going to be the other way around. So you just have to twist it around, and then, yeah, exactly like this, and then just put it on the wall. And once you're in the right position, it will just go on a wall. You get sucked into the wall, kind of thing. And then he will say that the broken slate is complete, and it'll decipher it. And now it's clues to the sky. See, all part of the main quest, but different side quests or different quests. So now we're going to need to go back to the Zora Domain, and in order to find out what the little kids know, we need to not let them know. So every time we get really close to them, like here, they'll say that they'll stop working and saying that you eavesdropping on them, and they are not meant to tell you what's going on, you know, where the king is, because we're looking for the king now of the Zora Domain, because he's obviously not there. So the way to do this one is to find Dorephan king is to go behind them. There's, like, you see where the king normally sits, and you can just like kind of like go into the water here and don't let them see you, and then you can just jump into the water and swim next to them, and then you'll be able to eavesdrop on them and hear exactly the location where the king is, because or else you won't be able to know, because they won't tell you. So as you can see, you get like listen now, and it will tell you, exactly where the king is going to be. It's in one of the waterfalls, so we're gonna need to go there. It's good if you've got the Zora suit. If you haven't got the Zora suit, you can still do it, but I will show you the location of where we need to go. And we need to go behind the waterfall, so we need to kind of like swim behind the waterfall and keep on swimming until you get into a platform. And then the platform is like a cavity inside, and you like a kind of a cave, yeah. And you'll be able to get to this side in here, and the name is the Pristine Sanctum, and this is the location of where it is. So the waterfall is to the left of the map, so I'm showing you exactly where it is right there. So you need to get into that waterfall and then just go through the waterfall into the opening inside. Then once you get inside, we need to climb the whole of the rocks, and they're really slippery because it's raining here all the time. So with the Zora suit, it's easy because you can just go up the waterfall. If you haven't got it, you need to just be patient and climb the walls. It's possible. Right, when you get in here, you see that Muzu is here as well. Muzu is like the advisor to the king, I would assume. And the king is here as well. And what the king will do, he will give you 5 scales, and those scales is what you need to do to in order to carry on to the next part of the quest, is what you need to shoot through this tier. So you go back to Giotto, and then Giotto will figure out that the scale of the king is the right thing, so it's the mark of the king. And then you're going to need to go into see, it says it's telling you like a kind of like a riddle. So you need to go to the island in the sky, the watery bridge. It is really complex the way that they've done this. It took me a while to work this out because I just couldn't find the right place to go to. But where we need to go is going to be the next location is going to be to the initial island, to the Great Sky Island that we start the game in. So we need to go there because we need to get a couple of fish, R1, and if we haven't got that fish, we won't be able to get the Zora suit. And if we can't get the Zora suit, then it's going to be impossible to go to the islands above. I mean, you probably will be able to glide there, but I don't think it's possible because they're much higher. But it's I don't know, I didn't try it, to be quite honest. So when you get to the initial one, if you remember this part in here, we're going to need to just keep on going forward until we get to the edge of the island here. And then there's going to be like a lake underneath, like a small lake. We're going to need to jump over there, right there. It's another island, and there's like a kind of a lake in there. So just drop and glide over there, because the fish in here are really, really common. So remember the shrine that I went into, which is in the initial Great Sky Island. As you can see on the right hand side on the mini map, it will tell you exactly where it is. And this is the fish that we're going to need. So it's going to be an ancient arowana. The reason why we're getting this fish is because we need to give it to Yona in order for her to give us to repair the armor for us, the Zora armor for us, and then like that we'll be able to go up the waterfall. So once you got the 2 fish, you come down to the Zora domain again. I mean, these quests are backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. It's really, really crazy until you actually get everything, and then you go into the sky, and obviously that is just going forward basically. So you come over here, and she's up here, and we're going to speak to her. Yona will give us the armor. And then once we've got the armor, then we're going to go and meet Sidon one more time. And that's where we're going to fight the first boss. Small boss. It's not very big. It's one of those worms, really. It's a little bit bigger, but it's the same concept. But instead of it being hanging from one of the cave roofs, it's basically doing just coming from the ground, like mud, covered in mud. So that's where we're going to go next. We're going to go to the Yan A Shrine one more time. That's where Sidon is. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go and do the next part of the quest. We're going to go to the left. You can see the shrine right behind me. I'm looking around so you can see exactly where I am. And you can see it on the mini map as well. But you see the waterfall in here. You can just jump and glide over to this waterfall. And then obviously because you've got the Zora suit, you can just swim up the waterfall and go into this sky island here. I don't know if it's possible to come to this one. I assume it is. Floating Scales Island is what it's called. And it's covered with mud. So you need to really kind of like not touch this mud, just go around it and try to avoid it basically. And then you get up here and you get to a stage where you see if you go over to the other side, it's kind of like a teardrop. You have to look around to see exactly where you are. This is the exact place that you need to be in, but you have to look around and see where you are. As you can see, there's that, and you need to align that to make like a drop, like a teardrop. And then you need to get the scale, the king scale, put it on your arrow, and then shoot an arrow through it, and that will activate the next part of the quest. And then from one of the reservoirs, a beam of light will come from the bottom of the reservoir. As you can see, it's going to go down there, this arrow that you shot through the teardrop, and then it will create like a beam of a green light, kind of like the ones that you get in the shrines, all the way to the top. And what we need to do here, we need to first go and see Sidon. Clues to the Sky will finish, and so we're going to need to go back to that same shrine, Lien R Shrine, go and see Sidon, and then this is where the sludge-like monster will come out of the ground. So you don't need to see this guy in here. You can just go directly to Sidon, and he's discussing something with Yona, and she's saying that it's too dangerous for him and stuff like that. So as you can see, something will come out of the ground, and it's that sludge-like monster. It's really, really horrible, this one, but it can come out of anywhere, like where there's sludge. So it's probably better to just fight it the same way that you fought the other ones in the caves. It's the exact same concept. This one will throw mud everywhere or sludge everywhere, so it's not like as easy as the other ones. But I mean, like some of them will throw boulders, others will throw lightning bolts. So like they all different, but they kind of like they kind of like the same concept really. So all we need to do is defeat this guy, and he will help you. Will give you Sidon's power of water. So what happens is it will make a bubble around you, and then you just shoot that bubble towards that sludge monster. Or I mean, if you've got some splash fruit, that works as well. So just shoot some splash fruit against the monster. All of the sludge will come out. The core is exposed now, so you will come out with the core, and then you just hit it, and then just keep on hitting the core as fast as you can to try to take as much to try to deal as much damage as possible. Once it's all done, it's time for us to now go to the main part of the quest. We just go up to the Sky Islands and keep on going up and up and up until we get to the location where the water temple is, which takes a very long time. So once you finish with that one, you remember that beam that came from the water. So what Sidon does, it will spin around that beam, and you will actually jump inside, and we're going into the catacombs. It looks like it's a destroyed temple under the water. It's pretty cool, this area here, but it took me such a long time to work out one particular part of this temple. So hopefully I'll be able to help you with that. So you are down underground now. So the first thing you're going to need to do is just glide over to those boulders blocking the water, and we're going to need to break these boulders here, this blockage here. You might not be able to reach it. Just jump in and hit strike, and that will break all the boulders from the blockage, from kind of like the water exit. Once you do that, then we're going to go over to the next section. All good fun in here. It just takes such a long time, certain things, because I didn't know where to go. So you get to the ancient Zora waterworks, and you see some blockage on the left hand side. This one, I just grabbed one of these planks in here, just put it next to it, and then just jumped from the plank and destroyed the blockage on the pipe. And then all I need to do is go to that one right on the top right, and that one there, I just glued all of these planks here together. I just grabbed all of them, and in order to make a ramp to go up to the top. But first I'm having a shower, and so you all you need to do is just block everything, just make it exactly like these, and then all the way up to the top. And there's going to be some blockage at the back as well, so we need to do the exact same thing and destroy the blockage, so the water is released and the water level rises, so you can access another part of the waterworks. So all we need to go is to that part now, and it's going to be like 3 big pipes on the wall, as you can see there to my right now. I'm already there, and there's going to be one that's got no that you can just walk in, so that's the one that we're going to choose. We're going to go through this one in here. It's on the left hand side. There's going to be quite a few keys inside in here, so just make sure that you get rid of all of them. And as you can see, we just keep on going around. There's not really much more that you can do in here apart from killing these keys, and just keep on going up. There are a few more choo-choos in here. You just have to get rid of them until you get to an area which is just right around the corner here that's got like some sludge coming from the top. What we need to do in here, use the ascend power, and then we're going to go up to the top so we can break the blockage, because you have no access to it because of the bars if you go through the normal entrance. But through here, you right next to it, so you can release the water right here. So just grab another weapon. If you haven't got one that's got a boulder attached to it, just get a royal claymore or whatever weapon you've got, and then just fuse it with a rock, and you'll be able to destroy this blockage and get all the water out, and that will give us access to the main part, like the center part of these waterworks that we need to activate. So once we've done that, we can just swim over there and just activate this area in here. Really long quest. I mean, like I never do videos this long, like do commentary on videos this long, because it's just crazy long, like it's I don't know what to say half of the time. But these ones are so important that certain steps that every time I'm trying to cut something out and I'm thinking, okay, he's not going to be able, or he or she are not going to be able to see it, like to see how to get up there, or what's the next step. And it's really crazy, like just how long these quests are. I mean, this quest must have taken me from beginning to end 3 hours, 3.5 hours, must have, it's just so long. Right, so when you're ready, the waterfall will come out, and then the first thing we're going to need to do is, you got no gravity, which is really cool, this thing. So you're going to need to, in the area that you land from the top of the waterfall, you need to get one of these bubbles. So just get onto that machinery that makes the bubbles, and when you get up to the next platform, you're inside of the bubble. You can just kind of like get out of the bubble and glide down, and then we're going to go to the next part. And obviously this area here, there's no backwards and forwards. You just need to go forward. When you get to this area in here that you've got like 4 bits, you do the same thing. When you're high enough, you kind of like get out of the bubble, glide down, and then you will be on top of another mechanism. Do the exact same thing that you did previously. Get high enough and then go into the next one. And that's how you kind of like go through these parts, because it's sometimes looks complex, but it's not very complex. It's just straightforward, and you just need to go up. Really, there's parts in here that are cut out, and there's a shrine in here that you need to do quite a bit of stuff in it. It's quite a complex shrine, so I didn't include that. I'll do that separately. When you get over to the top, or where the bubbles are, There's a couple of guardians that you need to defeat, and then there's these pillars here with waterfalls hanging out of them. You can climb them if you've got enough stamina. If not, you can just always go glide over to where the waterfall is. But your jumps are so high now that, you know, it's really cool to see it like this, because you can get much higher. So just keep on going up. You get to an area where there's a flux construct too. You really want to avoid this guy, because dying in here is just pointless. And if you've got a shrine in here, it's probably better that you do the shrine, and that will activate a teleport plate, so that's good. And then you got this area in here. There's like a switch, and there's one of these wing devices. All you need to do is just put it in front of that mechanism, shoot the switch, and that will push the device up. Another one of these guardians that has got a flamethrower, which is so annoying because it takes so much health. Then afterwards, you see a bubble coming towards you. You need to use the recall power again, and then that will send the ball backwards, and then you need to jump on top of the ball so you can get carried as well. It's quite a tricky area here. And then you'll see that there are some planks inside of a swimming pool. You just go in there and glue them all together, and just wait for the ball to come again. Jump on top of the ball, and then the ball will hit this ramp in here, this makeshift ramp that you created, and that will take you over to the other side. I mean, you might be able to kind of like glide over to the other side, but it will be tricky. And then you need to make another winged device with 2 propellers, put it on a trolley with the wheels, and then just activate the propellers and just let it go all the way towards the other side. And this is where you meet Sidon one more time. And this is the area where we're going to go and get to the water temple, which is quite a long process as well. There's 4 taps to activate. There's also going to be one of these guardians in here, and this one is particularly difficult. So any flurry rushes that you can get in, they're going to be really good. And once you're ready, we're going to go to the water temple. And the water temple, you need to just go up the waterfall once you see Sidon, and that will be the start of the water temple. And you'll see that there's faucets at the top. One of them is working, 4 of them are not working. Same concept that we had in all of the other temples that we've done. In the wind temple, there's going to be 4 bits that you need to do. You need to activate the portal initially when you get here, and then we're going to go and find out exactly where the other bits are going to be to activate all the other faucets, because one faucet is just not enough to counteract the sludge, so you need all 5 of them working. Okay, so the first part of this puzzle, as you can see on a map in here, there's 4 locations. The island to the left of where the faucets are, that's the first one we're going to do. There's like some steps, kind of like broken pieces of the walkway. We're going to just jump from one to the next, to the next, to the next, until we get to the top of the platform. There's really nothing major to do in here. So the faucets are behind me, and then I'm going right, but obviously if you're facing the faucets, you're going left. So what we need to do is just, you can ignore these guys in here. There's absolutely no reason to defeat them. You just go over to this side in here and just keep on jumping over from one platform to the next platform, and just keep on going until we get to, that's where we need to go, right up there. So we need to travel in a bubble as well. So it's going to be one of those things that you're going to need to travel, and you're going to need to take an orb with you on a bubble, which is absolutely insane. When you get up here, there's going to be some guardians in here. First thing you're going to need to do is just get rid of them. I didn't include them in here. I just got rid of them basically. And then you find there's a swimming pool like with an hourglass shape, and there's an orb inside of it. The first thing we're going to need to do is put the orb next to this bubble maker here, and then it will get carried off towards the other platform, and we're going to put ourselves in there as well and get carried off towards the other side as well. The orb that we sent initially has fallen onto this kind of like little lake fountain in here. What we need to do, you see this platform in here, we need to attach one of the square zonite devices, hit it, and then push the platform up, and it will stay up. And then ask Sidon to give us this power, and we just have to shoot a jet of water against this like windmill wheel sort of thing, and that will start the water, and that means that one of them is done. So we got 3 left to go. Now the next one we can go to is going to be on the bottom down here. So just jump from the top. As you can see, the faucets were in front of us, and we're going to go all the way down here. And as you can see, there's going to be like a kind of like an entrance in here, right here, and it's like floor or water temple B1. There's going to be some fire shooting from the top. You'll ask again Sidon for his power, and that will create a bubble around you that will allow you to get in. But he was inside, so I couldn't really ask him for it. So yeah, he's next to me, so all we need to do is just get the bubble, and then we can just go through the fire. The bubble will disappear, but that's okay. This area here is very confusing. You just really need to experiment with the platforms. But the way that I did it was like this. Then I went over to this side, all the way over to this side, and all the way down to collect that orb there. And then on the way back, I found out that I didn't have the platforms again. So I had to go and get the platforms, lay them out on top of the spikes. I didn't even need to, didn't even need to like activate them or anything like that. Just enough for me to jump with the orb. So grab the orb, put the orb as far as you can go. Say my one, I could put it in the middle platform. I'll just, like you can glue it in there, or you can just drop it. Just if you want to be on the safe side, you can glue it, and then you can just pick it up once again, and then we just put it on the other side of the platform. In here afterwards, to get the orb back up, what we need to do, we need to kind of like lay out the platforms in a kind of like a step thing. In this one here, the way to do it, because you can't reach it, is just to shoot an arrow. You'll come down, and when it comes down, then you'll be able to grab it and take what's inside of the chest that is attached to it. And after that, I just keep on forgetting that I'm jumping really high, and that is really funny. Every time I jump, I'm thinking I'm going to jump really, really short jumps, but I'm jumping like really long. So it's hard to measure when you have this power for very, very short periods of time. So this platform here, this is how I done it. I glued the orb onto one other platform, and then I just went on top of it, and the main thing is to get this orb back onto the top where you need to use it, right there. And then afterwards you can just climb the wall anyway. It's not a big deal, exactly like that. Then just grab the orb, and we're going to do a little bit of magic here. I mean, you can use one of these platforms, one of these square things to attach the ball to that, but I find it easier to use recall. So like this, the gate will open, so we need to have this ball in here for a little bit of time. So the thing that I did was I came up to the staircase in here, and then I just used the recall power, because I know that the ball is going back there, and because I left it there for quite a bit of time, it will give you enough time to get in. And then quickly go into Sidon, ask for the power, and then shoot a jet onto that wheel again to activate another faucet, and that means that we're gonna have 2 left. And these 2, they're not very difficult. One of them was particularly tough only because of the spinning object where the switch is inside. So as you can see, we are here in where the faucets are, and we're going to go to the side in here, and we keep on going towards the right hand side. Because you've got such a big jump now, you can kind of like climb all the way up. It should be easy to do, because it's such a long area in here. So when you get up to the top in here, we're going to go all the way to the other side exactly the same way that we've been doing, and then just climbing the walls. You can see your jump is so high. If you ask Tulin to give you a boost, that will help out as well. If not, you can still make it anyway. It's not a major deal. And then you get to an area where you see a ball, like a bubble coming from the top, and obviously that's not going to help you. So what we need to do in here is use again the recall power and then jump on top of the bubble. The bubble will go up, and then all we need to do is just get out of the bubble when we're high enough and glide over towards the other side, because it just looks impossible to do, but there's always a way, of course. Right, in this area here, I was having a look around to see if there's any more chests. There are chests absolutely everywhere in these islands, so just make sure that you look everywhere. I just didn't include them all because there's just too many. I didn't want to make the video longer than it is. It's long enough. Now, in this area here, we need to attach one of these plates in here to that wheel, because you're going to need to get that wheel moving to activate the electricity between the points that we're going to need. So exactly like this, it doesn't really need to be. It doesn't need to be like straight. I mean, you can make it straight if you want to, but it doesn't really need to be straight. And that's how I glued it. I just glued it to the side in here, and then all we need to do is just give it a push start. Just go like that, and that should spin one side, and then that will spin another side. You'll see what I mean. Just have to get it in a position where the water, there we go, exactly like that, and that will activate as you can see, the beam in here. Then we need to find a way to activate this one in here, and to activate that one, there's going to be a bubble in here. We just need to grab this bubble, and then we just need to make contact between these two poles in here, or these ends in here, and that will open it up. Ask Sidon again for the bubble, and just go inside, because you're time limited, because the bubble will expire, and then you can spin the wheel, and there will be another faucet, and that's one more left, and that one is actually the hardest one. And I didn't include the water temple boss in here. I just left it. It's one of Ganon's minions. I just left it in there, and I didn't do that one in this one because the video was very long. I will include it in a different one, in a separate video. So when you get in here, there's going to be a few guardians scattered around. Just get rid of all of them, and then you're going to get to an area where you see a spinning like, I don't know what to call it, spinning device, and inside of it there's going to be a switch. So the first thing we're going to need to do, use a splash fruit in order to clear the switch, and then you need to hit the switch, but because it's spinning so fast, you're going to have to use a few arrows, one after another, shoot at the switch, and you will get it. I think the first time I did this, I shot about 3 or 4 arrows and I got it. Second time, a couple of arrows. So it's just, you have to keep on shooting it, and then afterwards you can just go and pick up all of the arrows that are dropped down. And once that's done, then you go to Sidon once again, and we're going to activate the last remaining faucet, and that has finished our water temple, which is absolutely astronomically long. And I mean, like, I try to help as much as I can. I don't want to make like a 2-hour video. I don't know what to say in a 2-hour video, and I don't think a 2-hour video is going to be watched, to be quite honest. I don't think a 30-minute video like I've done just now is going to be watched, because it's just too long. But because this quest is so long, you just have to skim through the video and try to find a way of consuming the video, getting what you need from it, and to help you in your quest. So I guess this is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, or if this video helped you, please give us a like, consider subscribing so I can continue releasing more content like this. I'll be back again with some more Tears of the Kingdom very, very soon. So thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.